Now, well done, no. This one, honestly, sleep still dey my eye. Now, they wake me up here, so now morning we dey here. So, you know, say that Obidatti family TV, I be telling her, say they go analyze the constitution. May I go join them? I be put alarm, Musa, the alarm go, I tire. May I just go join them? Can't go do. Make una check the description. Make una share the description. I put the link there this time. I've put the link there this time. So they're trying to break down the constitution into bits and parts that citizens can understand, which is very, very important and very necessary.
In a way, from his legal point of view, in a way that many people have not seen it before. As I told you, it's a public document. Anybody can go and read and see it.
Okay, thank you. I can also see Commander here now. Commander,
yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
Oh, very good, very good. Thank you for joining as you promised.
Good morning. I bet Steve still did my eye. Well done. Good morning. I'm here.
Make the sleep come up for her eye. I don't say if she start to the top now, sleep will come up for her eye.
Steve did my eye, honestly. But may will continue.
Okay.
So that's Obidatti Family TV. They've really been doing amazing things. Amazing things.
The Constitution to us today.
So please try and follow them and everything.
Practicing and
okay.
He wishes to explain more details about these sections as it affects what INEC should have done.
So they are going to be talking about the section. You know, we looked at some of those ones. Thank you so much.
Show us your face, Nabi. Welcome.
I'm tired. See my face.
Okay.
I don't tire. I said sleep in my face. Okay, so I'm coming in a bit.
So, Dr. Tel, once we get started, I want you to read out that position. So
they are looking at the constitution. If you don't have the constitution, go and bring your own constitution. Okay, I be teacher, I don't carry Bible. I don't think I carry Bible. No, see, maybe I'll be serious student. So let's get that. Let's begin to check this thing. And also this my camera that is so annoying. I need to go and get. Sorry everyone, if you're just joining us. Thank you so much. God bless you. Honestly, it's early in the morning here in DC. I'm still tired. Should I still be?
I hope you're silent, right?
Yes.
Paying attention.
I'll use this one to gauge it.
I'm not going to count down, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know, so I didn't know it started too.
Sorry, a bit of technicality and trying to get things gauged out. I'll get it sorted now. I think one of the things that is very important is that as citizens, honestly, we should take more time. Although these are things that ordinarily, they're supposed to, okay, I'm trying to fix it and see. Why is part of my situation showing? Let me do like this. Oh, amen. One day, God willing, you just see we go meet. And I'm one simple person. People they expect one ceremony when they see me. They tell us I no pass like this.
Good day, obedient Nigerians.
Life is too short.
Another episode of Hope and Life Show on top of Obidatti family.
So I bet me when I check the description, I put their link in there today. So I remember that part. I remember that part. I put it in today.
There's some certain things where we see for our Nigerian constitution, where some legal conditions where INEC no even meet before they select the person where they talk say I win the election. So now that matter we want to talk about today. And today we get some very prominent people who will join us for Zoom. We will help us dissect this topic very, very well. But before then, my name is Peace Obiakwe, and
good afternoon. It's just morning here. Oh my goodness, I'm just waking up.
Help us put some else for this matter.
Yes, so thank you, Peaceful Peace. I'd like us to do this again, bring us center inside. What we come to the same person when they pour, when they select toilets. Now, when we come here, so we come talk about our mouth bills. And yesterday, me I see many students say they happen for social media yesterday. Even as I see many people who see in international bodies for inside the Obodo, and they say they carry the matter of
Bangladesh. Oh, John. Maybe we'll meet again. There's something, I think there's something they are planning for 26th or something like that. So I'm still in DC for a while. I'll stay there here.
Maybe in case again we say they hide for inside everywhere, whenever we talk about and say, yes, so this man when they look so. Money when they collect from your hand and money of heroin na wobbly. So I wait till we say the cash out.
Heroin even pass cocaine myself.
So maybe us they talk now then everybody now don't see him, he don't circulate. So that will not be like again. But still, when we even come talk today. When we can't talk today, now better say as please don't talk. We can't talk to
join them, please. So subscribe to them. Obidatti Family TV. The link is on the description.
Everywhere it go the shelling. So you don't tell us, you don't watch us. I want to say welcome. But before you even start to put your email for ground, everything you want to talk. Make you start to share the link, give people. They share the link, they share the link.
I don't reduce the volume. May I talk to Emmanuel, thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. God bless you. I mean, I'm glad I do that. I'm so glad, and I get a lot of people who say that. I'm so glad. I'm one person who is absolutely optimistic. I don't give up. Yeah. If you know my history, if you know my story, if you know me I don't give up until the last, whatever it is, I will follow on. And that's the way I feel about Nigeria. Nigeria can work in our lifetime. All we need to do is to do the work. And I'm never afraid of putting in the work. And every one of us, let's continue to do that. When I see the app Uber, yesterday was something else, especially from Uber Facts. And then what's the other one again? There was another one again that carried this Tinubu drug matter. Everywhere, the whole world. In no time, I've not checked as of yesterday when I checked, over 12 million views on that distance. This is a handle that has over 13 million followers talking about the drug crime of the person that they are. Okay, yeah, Daily Loud, fantastic. DJ Small, thank you so much. That's the other handle. And one of the things, a lot of people don't even understand the implication of this. As a Nigerian, you're profiled in a lot of negative ways. You're seeing whether it's corruption, whether it's drugs, whether it's Yahoo, and all of that. All of these things happen. These are things that citizens are battling with. And then all of a sudden, you now have somebody now coming as they are saying that, they've selected someone with drug baron to now be president. Imagine you are traveling around the world. That's how they will now be extra profiling and extra checking and everything. Oh yeah, Inibehe is always ready, and so we'll find out. Let him. We'll see that. Is the something out? Is their petition out? We are just waking up over here. Let me go back to the program I'm supposed to be doing. Please subscribe to them. I always want to say for you.
Out of the thousands of pounds when we get.
Yes, sure. Okpara, I absolutely agree with you. All of that are being done.
And the question when they ask now you won't set football match, you won't start for this election.
I beg, make una go subscribe. I beg. Godwin, thank you for that.
Now, former NBA president be that. Now, work for channel television.
when we did those constitution, when the constitution talked about if two people are in a race. Oh yes, fantastic, Opara, fantastic. That's so great. You guys, please share, like, share, and subscribe. That they are doing so many work. Honestly, since this thing started, the obedient movement started. They've been on this thing, always analyzing and doing these things themselves. It's not easy. And for someone using their money and doing this, and please, if you can donate to their to their Obidatti TV. That's how they keep these things alive. Even if you have, I don't know whether they do like adverts or co. They find that for them.
They say disjunctive, conjunctive. We don't understand disjunctive, conjunctive.
Oh, okay. Okay, the case, the something is out. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Let me quickly go and see if we grab Inibehe. Let me come back. I didn't know that. Okay, at the timing of joining. Emeka, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
With diagram, when we say you go understand, say the person when you give president-elect, say no be so constitution take talk. Say no be.
Oh, so they are saying that at the time he joined the party. Oh, well, that's good. If that's what they have, that's good.
Also get Dr. Talbot.
God bless you, Samuel Udom.
When I finish talk, now I'm go read and correct starting points. And then go begin there. How they dissect waiting now? Some question when we say Nigerians know.
I'm thinking, let me lower this so that you can also be seeing my screen.
Waiting there inside that little piece. So now I put the diagram, make we explain them one by one. Aisha, our comrade, super. If you not lose screen, go see say hand there up. You dey here. In one listen, she won't hear. Waiting this man they talk about this Abuja conundrum. Waiting them they talk about this Abuja. So our guests on our welcome. Now, before I get to very nice, I want to start by this very video. Make you know the side I talk about waiting and what's up at home for Channels TV. Make you the same just they talk. I want to when I hear waiting the man talk.
Honestly, it's no longer business as usual. Let me, if I had known before I started this, I would have quickly sent Inibehe a message. I'll still send to him. I'll tell him. So let's talk about this. Okay, he might have, so that he might study it. Joe, how are you? I'm here. I mean, don't worry. I think there's going to be another event again. There's no volume. Oh.
There, it's recording. It's going. They're picking it.
It was clear that 2/3
Volume now.
meant, and it wasn't clear in the end.
Oh, Mente, thank you so much.
And the question was posed as to what exactly does Section 134 mean? And I looked at it, and I thought it had a couple of interpretations. On the one hand, it seems quite simple to say Section 134 requires a presidential candidate to win a quarter of the votes in 2/3 of all the states, which would be 24 out of 36. The problem is, what do we do with the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja? So in law, we have an interpretation process, which means you can interpret Section 134 conjunctively. It means you include the Federal Capital Territory in the 24 states. So if you won 24 states without winning a Federal Capital Territory, you are through. The other interpretation is disjunctive, which means that in addition to winning 24 states, you need to win Abuja. Which means actually, if you count Abuja as a state, quote unquote, you needed to do 25. So which is correct, 24 or 25. That's the issue. And I can tell you on good authority that I researched.
So that's
a couple of
let me reduce that
for you. President did not actually win Abuja. The question is, what do you do with their presidency? Is it valid or invalid? So I just thought to myself, why don't I just ask the INEC chair? Because I think he's doing a fantastic job. I watched him at the House.
So that's Abakova explaining uh, on the Abuja issue, talking a bit on the Abuja issue, and also, no, I haven't. I'm just waking up here. That's the thing about being hours behind, honestly. I'm just waking up here. I didn't know that they've put it up there. I'll go and look for it and see what they have, and then probably we'll bring and I don't know, somehow I was supposed to have already locked down the person that was going to talk on Saturday, but somehow I was just delaying. I don't even know why I was just delaying. The person I wanted to call, I was just, and like the last week on, way before the week, I had already done. Joy, thank you. Even me in DC, they're even the ones that woke me up. Supposed to be bed. I put my alarm early. I slept back again because I didn't sleep early, and I needed to also sleep this sleep. Okay, they are coming back. So let's see what the reaction is all about. Please check the description. I put the link. To the Obidatti TV. It's not the court hearing. It's, I think, from later they will decide it. It has not yet been decided when the court hearing will be.
Of Nigerian Bar Association. In right, not be saying talk. In right to INEC say where this goalpost dey because of Abuja. Now we go bring out that very section where this man they talk about made them say where
Section 134. Thank you. Amen. Amen. Joe, thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. God bless you.
Don't commit. They don't commit. And I go there surprise.
Section 134 of the Constitution, that's where it actually talks about, when the presidential election, when there are two candidates, when there are more than two candidates and stuff like that. And I don't even know why the INEC chairman was so much in a hurry if he really wasn't compromised. Because he could literally have waited and say, well, I don't know, can the court interpret? Let even the court interpret before, or declare this thing inconclusive. But hey, agenda had to agenda.
Dr. Tell, you still didn't meet it, though. You still didn't meet it.
Okay, my people, now they hear me so?
Yes, we can hear you now.
I agree to. Now, welcome to the first working day of the week. Make we see waiting day for.
Now, which one are the first working day of the week? We will dey here, they go office.
Not being here.
Now, when I go now, I will jump come off. Which one is day? Who dash anybody?
You not do holiday yesterday.
For where?
Okay, I like that.
Give us the constitution talk, I beg.
Okay. One thing when I first talk, we say, this constitution, say people think, say, Supreme Court lock am inside their chamber, or President lock am inside the locker for Aso Rock. It's available everywhere. You fit even buy them under the bridge for.
Hey, well done. Thank you so much.
Internet,
so they're trying to just break down the Constitution. I think one of the places they are going to be looking at is the one.
Thank God say we don't come here.
34.
As I look here, and they read the Constitution. And this Constitution, to read them, you don't suppose become lawyer, become judge before you go read them. But Section 134, number 2 of Section 134.
And you can even download it online.
A candidate for an election to the office of president shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there have been more than 2 candidates for the election. In fact, make I put them like so. Our constitution, they talk, say there are 2 kinds of presidential candidates as I take the seat. Maybe the lawyer will explain. When there are only 2 candidates and when there are more than 2 candidates, like we witnessed for February 25. In say here, when there are more than 2 candidates, the qualification we say, the person he has the highest number of votes cast at the election. And B, he has not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election, each of at least 2/3 of all the states in the federation and the federal capital territory, Abuja. What do you mean?
Okay, make you hold and there. Very nice. I beg, make you start from this very place. Make you begin to break these things down one by one for us. Because people don't they wait for line. They don't they talk, say make you they talk.
Thank you very much. This thing not difficult at all. And in his wisdom, at Bakoba don't already see say this thing could happen. Many lawyers said they don't already predict say this thing could happen. But that's not waiting we see. So waiting currently they go on for this constitution, they say Nigeria come together after that problem wey happen for 1979. They say they don't want to make it happen again. They want make it get this thing, make it clear.
Wetin be that problem where happen? Tell us wetin happened 1979. Make we start from there.
In 1979, they talk say to win election, you will get 2/3 of the votes of the state of the federation. That means 25%.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. If that's where they are.
So now, when they come to the election finish on the 11th of August, 1979, so they come still say for Kanu, NPN come get 19% instead of 25%. So now lawyers come dey do something and say drink garri. They say the constitution not talk anything about each. The constitution just only say 25% of 2/3 of the state. So 25% of 2/3, you go do mathematics, you just make and you go become 12.67. So they say so they get them. They say they don't get the 12. Then for the Kanu, they get 6.67, which is the they have to get the 2/3 of Kanu, so they don't get the election. They don't win with that. So that's now what they tell Fedeco. Fedeco come read and say yes. MPN get the highest.
Now they hear what they talk so. I bet maybe I check them up for Obidatti Family TV. Then they
of 2/3 of the state of the federation. Now so Fedeco come announce. Now Awo, Waziri, Aminu Kanu, and Zik, they say, oh, how you go say state now point state? They know they get point state. Then they come take the case go court. So when they go court, God agree with
Amen, oh, amen, Ima. Well, the battle is just starting. The race has just started, and we are going to get back our mandate by the grace of God. And they say we should go to court. We've gone to court. If I've not seen the response from APC, what so I'm just waking up on this part of the world. We're just waking up now, so it's quite interesting. As soon as we're finished with this program, I'm going to check it up, and I will try and find out if I can get Inibehe to come in. If I can't get him, I'll look for a lawyer on Saturday. And somehow, and I just kept, like I said earlier, I kept just not getting the guests that would be. I was supposed to have gotten the guests since even before last Saturday, but I just kept dragging, and maybe somehow it's because of this that we just kept dragging him. So what is this person talking about? Like I said, honestly, I have Kingsley said our next INEC chair. Oh my, one of the politicians run come up for Nigeria be that say I try to for INEC chairman. I don't be professor now. That job now for professors. So I don't the professors in Nigeria. I don't know what they are professoring, because those people they don't want to disgrace on themselves. Even see the one that a professor that of law that wrote reply to Chimamanda's letter. I've not read that Chimamanda's letter. I'm just enjoying the comments and everything. But I think I'm going to read that Chimamanda's letter online. So we'll read it together. We'll fix. I'm going to the office today, so definitely I won't be able to do that today. I have quite a number of work to do. I've been working from home most of the time. Yesterday I was supposed to be there, but I ended up not going. I just walked in. I work from home. There's so much flexibility. You go, you do online, and then you join meetings online, because I've never liked office in my life. Never ever liked office. So that's where we are. Anyway, let's listen to what the Constitution said.
Each of 2/3. If you bring that, you will see that it's stated each. That
go and check.
Say You must not just have a
I am Bobby,
The
I
reason
know
is
chairman.
this.
Okay, let me put your banner.
If you go to
Let me
some
put that your banner number one.
exactly this banner that you can see.
Okay.
And I tell you, I like to work, but without the job and the appointment.
So you can see that the each the 25% of vote cast in each of at least 2 thirds. That each now make sure say anything that has to do with a state will not be a fraction. Now you find that say this very each they now use that for many of the state election too, because there are some states will not get round figure. Maybe they can be 19. So when you are talking of 20, it will become 12.667. So that each there make it clear that when they are talking of state, the thing must be
No trend, Amo. I know they do appointments. I've said it many times. I'm not doing appointments. If I want to do public service, I will run for office and I'll say to people, I'm ready to serve, vote for me. If they don't vote for me, I'll go home and I'll sleep. I'm not using my money to chase any position or to do election. No, that way people did. So for me, but appointment, nah. You're not going to be doing yes sir to somebody. Nah, I'm too old now. I've never worked for anyone in my life. I'm going to be 50 this year. Am I going to start with some appointments? I would rather, let me just explain this thing.
They've already told you that if tomorrow you get 39 states, you get 40 states, you get...
I just want to, because this is something that it's always coming up. So there is no, it's not even about, honestly, Joy, it's not even about befitting or anything. It's just about selfishness. Honestly, I'm selfish. I don't want to serve. I don't want to serve in any capacity of an appointment. I don't want to, because I always say to people, if I do appointment, 2 things will happen. Either me, I go resign because of I don't want nonsense, or they go drive me because of my big mouth. Because Oga no fit they do anyhow, can they do yes sir to them? But you know, a lot of people keep saying, oh, you must, and I'm keep saying to them, for me, I don't have to be in office to serve. I'm interested in nation building. Let me tell you 2 things. In the last, for 10 years, I do, every 10 years, I put down my goals. The last decade, I think it was starting from 2022, my goal, this thing here, 2022 to, no, it was 2021 to 2031. My goal is it was broad, personal development and nation building. And for me, the best way that I'm working on that nation building is ensuring competent people getting into office. I would rather be in a place where I'm in a position to be able to influence competent people getting into offices, either by appointment or by election. That for me, it's a more decent than me getting myself. It's just like this something. People are like, oh, Aisha, won't you run for office? Won't you run for office? You can win. I'm not going to run for office because I know I can win. Yes, I know, especially this year. I mean, if I'm going to be 50 this year. Especially this year, last year with the Labour Party, with the election and everything. Oh, Ron, you're going to win. Yes, I'm going to win, but it's not about me. I would rather have a lot of competent people. Let me direct that energy. Let's have a lot of competent people be in office rather than one person being in there, because we need a critical mass. And so that's, for me, that's where I'm focused on. And I said to people, because people say, no, you must serve. Look, I'm telling you, look, it's not that I won't serve. I'm going to serve. If, for example, you understand, Peter Obi, when Peter Obi gets into office by the grace of God, I'm going to serve. But I'm not going to serve, except if he doesn't want me to serve, and I don't see that happening. But I'm not going to serve in the capacity of an appointee or with a position. No. It's just like when I did this election, and which I explained to a lot of people. This, what do you call it? This whole campaign, they wanted me to be on the PCC. I said no. People don't understand. I said, me, I like to do the job, and I don't like the position. I don't like the appointment. I don't like position, but I will do the job. I don't want the title, because those things are limiting. So I was not Peter Obi's spokesperson. I was not in Peter Obi's presidential campaign. So they wanted to give, was it deputy campaign manager or something like that? Oh, please, they actually called me several times. They were putting those lists together. Aisha, want to put you on, they wanted to take this position or that position. Or was it DJ? I can't even remember. I just said to them, no. I don't do appointments. I'm not going to take a position. I'm not going to take appointment, but I will do the work. And that's what I did. So that's what I did. And I'm not being too proud or anything. I played a role in Peter Obi's campaign. But I didn't need to be in his campaign council to play a role. I didn't need to be his spokesperson to play a role. So I played my role as Aisha, my own boss, doing the work in his team. I was in his team, but I didn't have. So that's the way I work. So even when Peter Obi gets into office, that's the way I'm going to work. So I'm not going to be like a cabinet member or a minister or this thing, but I'm going to be there in my capacity. You understand? As an individual, working on the things that need to work without the appointment. Because I don't like those appointments. Even in so it's not as if it's today thing. Even in secondary school or whatever, I didn't like it. Prefect, me, God forbid, I'm not interested. I've never been interested in those things. Because those things, they take away power from me. So, for example, if I'm a minister now or something, or one DJ or whatever, I can't talk to an extent. Somebody will be doing anyhow, you just be doing yes, sir, you be doing one, God forbid. Anyway, let me go back. So I just needed to explain that people don't get it. You don't have to be. Hello, Gabriel. It's a pleasure having you here. We are trying to.
You come to this same position.
We are trying to analyze the Constitution.
You don't get Abuja. This same thing that you will come to. So from this place now, because you don't get the highest number of votes, you don't lose at all. You are automatically selected for one position. So you
Paul Odunaya, exactly. Paul Odunaya, you know that thing, For me, that's way. But that I have to. No, it's not for my own or anything like that. It won't be a joy. It will be me on my own free will. Oh, you're doing this. I'm gonna do this. I'm not. That's just the way I am. I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy position. No, it's not as if, and it's this thing. Abel, I get money to take run for election. You know how they take money run for election, but I don't even have for now. A lot of people were like, even they came, oh, am I going to run for Edo State governor this next year and all of that? I'm like, no, not next year. Maybe one day I will do it, but definitely not next year. I'm still working on myself. I am somewhat of a. I'm not really a perfectionist, but I'm someone who prepares before I take on anything. And I don't take on things because people want me to take on things. And maybe it's that it's a stubborn mentality that I have. I don't do things because people want me to do it. I don't do things because it's the right. It's what is expected of you. Even as a child, I never did that. I do things because I'm convinced about the things. So when I don't want to do something, I won't do it. This thing is something. Let me take in an interesting day. This Constitution, I don't even know what they describe there. Anyway. So let me just explain this to you. You can always use my email, aishayesufu@gmail.com. Hey, but forget that thing. You know the money we're there for that. What do you call it? The money what they spend for election and everything. And for me, I always say to people, I've always said it. I would never use my own personal money to run for election. Why? I want to serve. Then I'm using my money. And if I enter, then I want steal. How do I get my money? It's not a business now. So if the people want, we'll share around them. Let me just give you an example. It's just like my activism. Honestly, my email is Aisha Yesufu. Just the way I spell my name at gmail.com. I'm always telling you guys that. Aisha, AISHAYESUFU @gmail.com. I'm always saying this. So you see in Nigeria, my husband will tell you there's Aisha before 2014 and Aisha after 2014. Before 2014, honestly, what was happening in Nigeria, what it concerned me, I didn't even know a lot of things. My husband used to be so frustrated with me. He'd be like, you don't watch TV, you don't read newspaper, you don't even know what's happening. And I kid you not, too. A lot of the things that happen in Nigeria, I was not aware of them. I started knowing about them after 2014. Things like all those Zaki Bia massacre, Alufo, all those corruption cases. And there was one I will never forget. I think it was this Elumelu in a House of Rep. They were having one scandalous thing happening and stuff like that. And so my husband there, he used to work in Abuja. We lived in Kaduna, so he comes weekend. So when he comes, it was not like, that kind you want to excitedly discuss something with your wife now. It was like, oh, this, and I was looking at it, I was like, who is Elumelu? I could just see the frustration in my husband's eye. He was like, you don't watch TV. I said, yeah, I don't watch. I don't want to know. I grew up hating Nigeria. That's the simple. I grew up a very angry teenager. Things were not working very well. There was so much corruption. Please remember, Obidatti Family TV. Please go and subscribe and watch them or join them. Abebiko. You can leave this one and go and watch them. They are talking about the Constitution. I'm here. Now, because of them, I did here. So, and what was I even saying myself? Yeah. So I could see the frustration in my husband's eye. Was like, I was like, yeah, I didn't. And me, I grew up an angry teenager. I didn't like Nigeria. There was so much poverty. There was so much corruption. The military, the era of, for those of us that grew up that era of military, it's. I'm not based in Edo State, or I'm based in Abuja, but I'm from Edo State. I'm from Agbede, Esako West. Afema ikila, afema. Ugwa keme zotoma, megbari hizotoma era. And so, please subscribe. I have put the link in the description link. Please, be communal, subscribe to them. Please, let's move their this in their channel up. They're doing so much. And so, for me, the corruption, the military era, sort of the dehumanization. That's why this video I saw recently of police slapping a man, it pained me so much because it reminds me of that painful childhood. I was like 10 years old, I think, yeah, I was 10 years old during Buhari's first government, where military, I still remember a very fat black man, and I'm still seeing his page. I've kept that image in my life for over four decades. For over 40 years, I've had that image. Or for almost 40 years, I've had that image in my life. And this man, very fat man with his tray of meat, I can see the meat, red meat and everything, being beat, his tray of meat taken from me, flung into the vehicle they came with, and the man being flogged mercilessly. That's how we grew up. So for me, I was such an angry teenager, and I just didn't want anything to do with Nigeria. And when, as a young adult, I grew up poor, I would go to school in the morning without breakfast. Coming back home, I wasn't expecting lunch. I remember how many times I was mocked that I only have one dress in the university. Those things don't matter to me. Hey, I don't care. When I came back home, because I gave the girl my book, and then she came back and she was telling someone that, I was like, okay, we should remember. She said, I know you now, you're always wearing this dress. So I'm this kind of me. Words mean nothing to me. I am my own person, and I accept that I love myself 100%. I don't care what people say about me. Now on their business. Me, I know myself. I love myself. And I went over. I was telling my parents, I was like, my father, like, I'm not a celebrity. They know me that I only wear one dress. I remember being in the school, in university. I don't have money to buy tomato, and I will use kuli that I will have to make stew. That's what I will use to eat rice. All of those crazy things. So I was determined that I had to make money. For me, that was it. And I just focus on my business, my family. But I've always been a stubborn person. You come after me, I go after you. I don't send anybody. But I never focus on Nigeria. So I just immersed myself. It was when I turned 40. I was like, okay. Financial independence, check. And I actually do teach financial literacy. And when I say financial aid, yes, absolutely. Onye, you get it. And when I say financial independence, it means you have passive income that can take care of expenses. So even if I work, I don't work. By the grace of God, the food where I go chop, the house where I go live, the small travel where I go travel, the small enjoyment where I go do, is settled. I get them. That kind of. So I worked. So all these things, those up to 35 years, what I was doing, working, saving, building houses, all my business, even up to today. I tell people, I don't get money for accounts. My money, account waiting money one day. Now it go they work. Yeah, I'm either buying land, I'm building, I'm doing one thing. And by the way, I have a house that I'm selling. I see that as I do election, I put business on one side. My house, I never see, don't pass 1 year, I never see sell my house. I for Kukuma put 10 at myself. And so for me, that's it. But guess what? When I turned 40, I realized that I used to be angry at adults that they were watching all of these things happen. Even my parents, I used to challenge them. I'm like, what are you doing? All of this is happening. You people are quiet. And then I realized I had become the adult that was quiet while all nonsense were going on. And that there were some teenagers that are as angry as I used to be. And that was on my 40th birthday. I didn't do any celebration. It was just this kind of day that you sit down and thinking and all of that. So I was like, So that was how I now started thinking, like, okay, no, this has to change. Now I'm going to face Nigeria. And I promised myself on that day, I said, God, if you give me another 40 years, I will devote it to Nigeria. That was on December 12th, 2013. So this year is going to be 10 years that I decided to face Nigeria. And so with that day, talking, I said to my husband, I said, now I'm ready to face Nigeria. It's okay, like, what do you want to do? I was like, okay, in terms of this, that. 4 months after I made that promise to myself was when Chibok girls were taken. And that been and I came out on the national say 4 months. So I'm just telling you the kind of person that I am. I don't jump into things. If I want to, I prepare. That's why and that 4 months, many people will think that I've been in activism in Nigeria forever. No, it's just 10 years. It's 9 years. This year is going to be 9 years. April 30th, this month, it's going to be 9 years that I started proper focusing on Nigeria. So you see, there are people who have been doing this thing way before me and all of that. I didn't. If you had asked me to do this thing, 2012, I started doing radio program, teaching people financial literacy and all of that, but not necessarily taking on government. If you had asked me to do this thing in 2010, this activism, I would tell you no, I won't do it. I won't even bother. 2018. 2012, I might have joined the protest, the Occupy Nigeria protest. I wanted subsidy to be removed. That's why I didn't join it. So you see, for me, that's the kind of person I prepare for something until I get to that place where when I get to a place, I'm convinced I'm going to do it. I dey take my head. I dey put my life on the line, take do am. I dey tell people, I know they do something half measure. If I want to do something, I dey do am. Oh yeah, my husband. Oh, my husband is an amazing human being. No. My husband is my teacher, my mentor, my hero. I met him when I was 23. Yeah, we started. Was I 23? Yeah, I met him when I was 23. We started going out. Yeah, well, at that 23, 8 months. I met him a day after my 23rd birthday. 8 months later, he started courting. So I won't call it going out because our home was more of courtship. We started courting. Then 8 months later, we got married. And this year is going to be 25 years that we've been married. And I've been married to him more. I spent more time in my husband's house than my father's house. I was 24 when I got married to him. Now I'm going to be 20. Now this year is going to be 25. My husband is my hero. I'm telling you. And he's 12 years older than me. And he doesn't do all of that seniority, whatever. He makes life. He always asks me, what can I do to make life easy for you? What can you do? Like yesterday, we're like, okay, what are your plans? What are you doing? That's the kind of person I have. And that's why I say to people, I'm trying to get my husband. I don't know whether I agree, but let me tell you, I'm trying to get him. Let us start like a bit of marriage videos together. I'll just be posting. I'll just be saving them because that guy has gem. He believes. My husband is not even just because he's a good human being. That's one thing. He has respect for everybody. He doesn't like injustice. He's very quiet, but hey, if you touch him more, not quiet. If you touch him, hey, he get coconut head past me. Honestly, he does. And he had worked in government. He worked in NHIS for 8 years. At one time, I said they said that they sacked him because he didn't allow. He was the front manager. He didn't allow them to touch any money. Everything had to be due process. That's my husband. In short, my husband is more due process than I am. He made me at that time with my businesses. I had to, every receipt, everything, I had to keep things of my business because he was like, if they come, that's something now. They've said, even during NSAS, presidency sent people to NHIS again to go and search and check that maybe it's money that my husband took there that I'm using to fight government. They've said since 2014, they've been searching. You can't find anything because that guy is a stickler for due process. As in things has to be done. Even me, because I started building in 2007. I wanted to start building in Abuja. We wanted to oh no, he didn't want because he's a public servant, he didn't want any this thing, whatever. I'm doing business, see my business, see my everything. He doesn't want that too. I respected that. I left. The only part where I know say me and my husband, no, that one I know agree. Me and we fight on that matter was in the issue of our son. When we left Kaduna, I had to, this story is out there, I had to leave Kaduna because of armed robbers coming to disturb. And by the way, don't put your businesses near where you live. I had a soap factory. I have my trailer yard. I used to do, hey, Abiagberu, I used to have trailers. I used to go to the north and Abuja. It was when I left Kaduna, I just wound up the business. I had my trailer and I had houses that I had built all around where I was living. So then I started having armed robbers coming to my house. So within 6 months, I was robbed twice. My husband just said, enough is enough. We should come to Kaduna. So we came to Kaduna just like that. You understand? We moved in. And then I started looking for schools. And everything. My son is dyslexic, for those of you that know, and it's always a major issue trying to get him which school we fit into. We had to send, at the end of the day, we had to send him to a UK at the age of 14. It wasn't an easy decision for us. That was in 2013. So when I see people talking about, oh, you came to activism, made you, I'm like, I get money first before I do activism. Otherwise, which matter for see doing this thing? Because I did trailer business, I did transportation and all of that. And so when we came, so there was this school, the Regent Secondary School, and it was perfect for my son. And my husband was like, no, it's too expensive. How can they say a public servant? Now I say, Oga, now you be public servant too. Me, I not be public servant. Otherwise, resign. No, we don't need this thing. Because I said, Oga, because this is my son, we need him to have all this thing. And at the end of the day, he still went there. He went to that region secondary. The school was actually quite expensive. It was 20. In short, the first thing, oh my goodness, these are things I need to share. Do you know, when I went to the school, they told me the school fees. I'm like, oh my goodness, my husband will not agree. Then I'll sound like I'm going to lie to him and tell him I reduce the school fees. They're like, but we tell each other the truth. We don't lie to each other. That's one thing me and my husband. We are honest with each other. When we want to fight, we go fight our fight to be. We're very honest with each other. And if anything happens, and one of the things that we did, and I will just say it here, I think I'll start those videos. I'll start with this, my 25th wedding anniversary. I've been thinking about it. It's every 6 months we used to check when we got married, we used to check our relationship. What is working? What is not working? What are we doing right? What are we not doing right? What do we need to change personally on ourselves? And we hold each other accountable. So that really helped us. So when we came on this one, I was like, I can't lie to my husband now because I really don't like to. Because what I wanted to do, I'll just reduce the school fees. I'll tell them you pay. I'll just, when he came, when that was like, how much is the school? I'm like, no, the school is nice. He said, how much is the school fees? I'm like, no, you see, they will take care of me. They have different way they do some of the things. So it's not in the class. You can be in the same class, but on different level. So for example, like the children that are very smart, for example, you can be in JS2, but you are doing the maths of someone in SS1 or SS2 because you're smart. And then you can be in JS2, you are doing the maths of somebody in primary 6 or JS1. So they have different levels. So I was like, okay, they will place my son on his own level because my son he's dyslexic and he wasn't very academic. And even up to today, there's nothing wrong about it. Like I always said, my son is an amazing human being. It's a great human being, and I love him to death. I always say to him, you might not have A star academically, but you have A star in your personality, in your humanity, your empathy, and for me, that's your humanity, and for me, that's everything. And so we're weighing that. My husband was like, how much is it? And I said, $25,000. He said, $25,000 per session. $25,000? What kind of school is that? How can my child be in a school of 25? No. He will not agree. I said, guy, listen, now my son will they talk about here. For me, that's my thing. Even as a child, I used to say, because I hated it when my parents would say, oh, it's because of you people we are suffering. And I'm like, you're not suffering because of us. We are the ones suffering because of you. I always believe that children are the ones suffering because of parents. Not that way. So I feel no child asks to be born. We are the ones who gave birth to this child. And if we gave birth to this child, then we need to take care of the child. Simple as ABCD. And so for me, that was what. And so when my mom was like, $25,000, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, we have to do it. We have to make it possible. And that was how we ended up. I paid for that money. I paid for a whole session. That $25,000 I paid, that was in 2012. Yeah, 2012. I paid that $25,000 for the session. I was like, even if I die, that's how stubborn I am. I said, even if I die, you people must be forced to carry him to school for 1 year. And then later, my husband was like, okay. So he's a stickler. He's everything on course. And when they, and that's why I want when they, some of them, when they heard that that NHIS man that they call my husband is saying my husband. Hey, you don't even know that guy. The guy is, you know, they are so that they are Nigerians who serve and serve diligently. And those 8 years that my husband worked as a public servant were the most miserable 8 years of his professional life. Every day wahala, every day this thing. So now I want for that kind of thing. Anyway, let's come back to the program. Let's go and check whether the Constitution, how far they be analyzing it. Well done, everyone. But I'm gonna do that. That marriage is something I'm gonna be talking about it.
Among other parties now, where as it is today is between Labour Party, PDP, and ANPP. Then go begin look for all the states where they win. Who amongst this party win more than 50% in the highest number of states?
Exactly. That is how the
Make him tell us, Dr. Telbert, you don't do, make him tell us, I beg.
So
Okay,
go ahead. That is exactly what the Constitution has created. The Constitution make it so clear. But because a lot of people, many of these lawyers, some of them not studying, look at all those things. Because only way they're only interested in, have you got the highest number of votes? If you did not have that, okay, who has got the next highest number of votes? Like when you look at the petition of PDP. Petition of PDP said that since they scored the second highest number of votes, they should be the one to make a run-off with the APC. It's wrong. They are not the second person in accordance with the Constitution. The Constitution is so clear, but people always try to create mischief. And they'll try to create confusion regarding it. So people will say, how come the Supreme Court say FCT is a state? I will tell you that one. If you look at that same diagram, if you go back to that diagram again, highest number of states, that diagram will show just now. Let's go to that the Constitution. So let me use the Constitution, the one with the Constitution where they put highest number of states highlighted. That they are highlighted with red.
The third slide.
Section 3.
Yes.
Exactly. So you can see in this place here, highest number of states. The language here not say highest number of states in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Abuja. It ends with highest number of states. So that aspect where they talk say you go treat FCT like a state. This is where it comes in because it is generic. The word state here was generic, unlike the previous one where they make it very clear. So when you say something like this, highest number of states, the Constitution is not being, is making it generic, and that is where Section 299, where people don't talk. Now here it comes into play. No other place. Now here, because the states here they are talking of is generic. So when you say generic something, you can see it here. They say that the provision of the Constitution shall apply to the federal as if it were one of the states of the federation, and accordingly, all the legislative powers, the executive powers, and the judicial powers vested in the House of Assembly, the governor, the state, and the president, and whatever. What if you go to Section C? Do you have Section C of Section 299, please? Do you have it? Section C of 299. Good. If you read that Section C, it says the provisions of this Constitution pertaining to the matters aforesaid, that is all what we have said, shall be read with such modifications and adaptations as may be reasonably necessary to bring them into conformity within the provisions. I want you to see this language here. Within the provisions of this section. They tie them down so that for here you go.
Please, it is Obidatti Family TV. What was that? Hope Alive. They do this every day, I think about 12. The link is described in my, I'm supposed to be joining them, so I put this on so that please, because me when I go there, go to, I put the description, you see their link in the description.
Section 301 is saying is that Section 301 is saying this Section 299 is general. You cannot use it to prevail over
Obidatti Family TV, please. The link is in my description. Just check the description, you see it there.
You cannot use it to replace it. That is what that Section 299 and 301 is saying. If you also read further to 302, the Constitution makes them very clear. So the president may necessarily confer upon him this appoint. Okay, this one is talking of the president delegating. Maybe I think there's section 303. Can you see section 303, please? You have 303.
Can we have 303, please? Okay, we don't have it. Go ahead.
So basically, you have 301. You have 301. I'm looking
Do we
at
have 301? We don't have it.
Okay, so 301 specifically stated about the generality of that section 299. So let us go back to the map we are looking at the
Let's
election.
go to map number 2.
Map number 2, exactly. So now the second candidate will be the one to join the first candidate. So they will now do a runoff election. So let's go to the next map after this, please. The one below.
Number 3.
Good. So the second ballot for only 2 candidates. So majority of the vote cast. So like what the senior lawyer Bakuba was talking about. So the meaning of majority of vote, which is asking INEC to say, is above 50%. That is what it means, majority of vote. Like I said, now legal language be that. Then you will also have the 25% of vote cast in each of at least 2/3 of all the states of the federation, and 25% of vote cast at the Federal Capital Territory. So assuming the election result that they did come as the same way, then you now go to the final ballot. You go to the final ballot, which is section 134, subsection 5. Section 134, subsection 5.
Section 134, subsection 5.
Yeah, exactly. So this is which is the 3rd election. Because the person did not achieve those 3 conditions in the second ballot, you now come to the 3rd election.
You know, I don't know why I'm unable to write on the. I'm unable to write on the message when I'm using this my phone. I have to use another phone, and I don't have another phone right here.
The 3rd election is what we call anybody will vote.
But I put it in the description. Can you guys see the description?
5 people vote for the whole of South, and 10 people vote in the whole of North. You just plus the 2 together, 5 plus 10. So who waiting be the person where number 1 candidate score, maybe score 6, the other one score 7. So you always score 7, win. So there is no discrimination in this 3rd ballot. Every person vote counts in this 3rd ballot. This is the only point in the Constitution where every vote is important. In the first election, second election, there are discriminatory rules. So those rules not make every vote be equal. Now only the 3rd election. So anybody when they say, okay, my vote is equal. Now for 3rd election, 9 votes they equal. So now so this map be according to as it is in the Constitution. Of course,
Okay.
like I told you, the Nigerian Constitution created a very big problem for people. They did not make it good for us. They make it sure, say, whatever you have seen in the Constitution, in section 315 of the Constitution, says that the court can just throw away all this onion brew everything and say, okay, we want to make Mr. So-and-so person the president, or we want to make Mrs. So-and-so person the president. And that is it. You cannot tell anything. You can cry.
Yes.
The Constitution gives them the power. So the Constitution is saying that the Supreme Court, just as you have the INEC chairman, can select anybody they wish. So the only thing you can do is to now be begging the Supreme Court in a very clever way. And how do you beg the Supreme Court in a clever way? Is by you providing all this evidence for the
I like the fact that, yes, Obidatti family TV, please join them, subscribe, go watch them. You can live here and go there. Good.
Follow what the public to talk. We will not just use our own discretion to just give somebody results.
Very nice. Thank you. I will get back to you now in a minute. Our time, don't they give us signal? And signal, make we begin to do quickly, carry our time, come up for studio. Comrade Aisha, you don't hear waiting, very nice talk. The question when I asked that and we answer, It talks say for this Abuja issue, say the constitution they're very, very clear for Abuja. Say if person no get 25% for Abuja, say no go be president elect at all. And they clear for that very one. And the second thing when I get from home is say, as people they take see and say the name PDP say they will carry second highest vote, say no be so constitution talk. Say the person will go for the second ballot, saying LP supposed go and because for the number of states where they get 25%, saying that them. So waiting, I want make you join map now, make you for ask question where you think say some people will be people I know the answer because this person will join us today. It be like say in know this thing well because in they talk with authority like say in Sabia, I beg make you join us talk this thing.
Well done, Oga, well done. As you really break this thing down, you just make it easy for all of us wey no be lawyers, make we understand them well. Na so knowledge suppose be. No be say they go make something big grammar wey go dey pass person head. And for me, I like the part where you talk at that last part, and at there I don't dey talk say this matter, you know, say at the end of the day, it go turn to on the issue of interpretation for the court. As the court stays here. As the judge takes here, now so they will come do am, and that leeway na be the reason wey be say we no be that part we too depend on for this whole case where we get, so this petition where we get the grants where we get. So but it good as the thing dey our side, but we know this where they talk about technicality. So Nigerians, una gats to put mouth on this issue. They watch the judges where they check, and also the fact is that we also get other grants where we dey use where we say that one that has to do with evidence, CABC. No be say as you take see am, because now that part now they fear me for the whole thing. I don't want to depend on one place where we say now as the court they say get the one where we say court oh yeah see wetin dey you know fit see as it take be now as the matter be. But I like the fact that he has really been able to break it down for all of us to understand, make you understand wetin dey happen, and many people dey interested, and we will continue to keep this on the front burner, ensure that we get our mandate back. We win this election, no be the question. Everybody knows say we, even the people wey dem select, they know say we win, because that's why they know they fit celebrate. So wetin we got to do say make we focus, make we get that mandate back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want talk to very nice because you get many things when you say just talk. Me, I just they say and so my mouth just dey open. But I beg you very nice, if you still did here, I would like make you just touchlight more for inside that matter we be say you talk about concerning the 50% of highest votes in the number of states. I would like make you just just maybe like 1 minute because time not today.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know this thing had shifted. So it's always this issue of for me, like I did explain yesterday, one of the things that it's this issue of interpretation, because when you leave matters based only on interpretation, it gives the courts opportunity to do any kind of thing. And you've always seen it when the court decide, like, was it this thing that said the Supreme Court is the supreme this thing. When it makes decision, you only go to this thing. So yes, and that's good. It's one of the grounds. It has to now be addressed so that we'll know what the court stands on it. But for us also, there are also other grounds. There are 4 grounds on which our petition is resting, and on the issue that, look, some of them where it's not about the interpretation of the judges, it's about the evidence that will be brought before the court, and that's extremely very key, so that you're not just relying only on what do I call it now, on the interpretation of the courts and all of that. There's a whole lot of technicality, honestly. That song, Mr. Yakubu, and then the first star. I don't know what's the Yoruba this thing. It's so apt, honestly, because there were really absolutely no need for Mr. Yakubu to have declared that result. The election should have been at least inconclusive, and you have wait for the interpretation of the courts for him to be able to do to go on and select someone. But of course, because they were in a hurry and they needed the agenda and all sorts of things, they went ahead to do. With my glasses, I don't know why it's reflecting one kind, and then if I don't wear it, I can't see. Oh, Shagun, well, yeah, that's what we are hearing. Ekaite, thank you so much for your kind words. Emmanuel, love you too. Love you all. Thank you so much. That's what we're hearing. And so that's what I'm going to do next Saturday at 6 p.m. Nigerian time. By the grace of God, we're going to be discussing that petition. So at least we know the topic that we'll be discussing, looking at that petition. And hopefully might be bringing in Barrister Inibehe. I've not asked him yet because I just found out now while I was on this show that APC had replied the petition, and that one of their grounds is that Obi was not qualified to have run under Labour Party. So there have been a bit of talk on those whole issue before. So we'll go on and see as it go as it turns as it plays out. We are in the court. They say we should go to court. We are in court, and one of the things that Nigerians must do is to ensure that their eyes are on the court. They are vigilant. They are checking. They are not relenting. They are not relenting. Our mandate, we got to get it back. No two ways about it. Let me go back to the studio and see what they are saying.
50%. Let us assume that it is only NNPP that score above 50% in a Kano. The question is saying that the first person will not run with the NNPP. So you might have the highest number of votes as the second highest number of votes. That's not concerned constitution. Because the constitution is saying that the person who scored the highest number of votes, that is the person we want to really win. So let us give him another opportunity, whether he can win with easy. So that is the idea. So that the person who scored the highest number of votes, they are not making this much easier for that person to be able to easily win the run-up. So if the person not easily win,
Amen.
Lose,
Amen.
because the constitution is so
Old age, I can't see without my
The next
glasses.
person will get highest number of votes to compete. But it is only when there is nobody will get the highest majority of votes in the highest number of states. It is then you cannot look at that criteria. That criteria not be the first criteria. It is the second criteria. That is what I wanted to explain to people. It's just like in football. In some countries, they will tell you go for is better than negative. So it all depends upon the rules before the game. So the rules before our constitution is that the first discriminatory position you go take, pick the second candidate is the person will get above 50% in vote cast in the highest number of states. That means you count the highest number of states as frequency. Majority of
I will soon they go. Me, I go ready. They go office.
that you can pick into the box. So if there are, let us say, 5 people get above 50% of states, then it is only at that stage you now want to look at out of these 5 of them, which of them now have the highest number of votes among them. So, but you don't go to that highest number of votes. The first discrimination rule is there we get above 50%. Now that one now go, you pick, join the person who score the highest number of votes in total. That section they talk. And that section also make it clear to let everybody know that they talk say FCT is the state. Now that place it be. So FCT will not be calculated as a state. So instead of if they don't calculate FCT as a state, FCT would have scored 7 states, because 7 states plus FCT, now make can be 8. So that is where you bring that the word of FCT to be treated like a state. Very clear. It's only mischief people. Now they create they do that. They don't want to get to the second state because Nigeria not get money.
Oh my goodness, where did that question come from? He said, when do you normally rest? I rest now.
And you don't want them to. You don't want to.
Oh, you know that question just reminded me of during the campaign. Oh my goodness, the campaign was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, we slept more in vehicles and airplanes and helicopters than we did on the bed. Always like, and then somehow, that was when I found power nap. I'll just close my eyes like this during that campaign in the bus while we are traveling or in the plane. 1 hour later, I wake up here. I'm like, Rested.
INEC talk for that level.
I'm telling you now, God just carry us through that whole campaign. But I do rest. Although my doctors might say that I'm not getting enough sleep and all of that, but I do rest. Thank you. Well, I don't know what they are playing a video now. It's not coming out very clear. I will soon start going because I will need to. I will need to start preparing for this thing. So fine and good. We have the case. I'm gonna go look for the APC response and read it. And of course, I'll try and get a guest that will come in and speak to us on the APC response. So on Saturday, by the grace of God, that will be what we'll be discussing, the APC response to Labour Party. But I've not read it. I didn't even know that it's out until when I saw the comment section. People saying that. Why am I not seeing any comment? Let me see. People saying that it's been out, and then I'm seeing one of the things that their grounds is that Peter Obi is not even qualified to be a Labour Party candidate. That's what they're saying. So let's go. So at least I don't think so. If they didn't say Peter Obi stole vote, they didn't say Peter Obi leaked vote, they didn't say Peter Obi cancelled vote, right? They didn't say Peter Obi changed anybody. So that's good if those are part of the grounds. So let's see what the other grounds are. We'll go and read them and check them and see what the other grounds are. Like I saw a lot of people were worried, oh, when are they responding? Are they not going to respond and stuff like that? Like Inibehe actually told us, he said they will respond and that it might take the last day or something because these things are actually very difficult to prepare. It's not as easy as saying, oh, just go and because anything is so critical that anything you put in, you can't bring in a new thing. So you have to be sure that you have all the things that you can work on and all the things that you can prove. And sadly, the burden of proof is actually on you, the petitioner, and not the respondent, especially when it comes to INEC. And I think that's a failing in the law, and those are part of the things that we need to change. And that's why we need a lot of people in the legislative arm of government. I've been saying this for some years now, and for me, that's where the real focus are. We need to get. People are so fixated with the executive. The executive, as far as I'm concerned, they are not really our problem. The main problem are the legislative arm of government. We need to get people with competence, character, capacity into office. We need to get people to be members of the National Assembly, members of the state houses of assembly, because these are where the laws are made. And then when we have laws, it will even they can curtail the powers of the executive. If we wake up one day, that power they think they have, has all be taken away from them. And so we must be very mindful. So as elections are coming, different elections are coming, there are going to be by-elections. Please, wherever there's election, let's go there. Let's ensure that competent people are coming in. Even if it's area where, for now, even if Labour Party is not strong, there's no wahala. Who is a strong person? Who is a competent candidate? Can we put our resources, deploy our energy, our creativity and everything, and ensure that the person gets into the National Assembly or the state houses of assembly? That way we begin to get more and more credible people into the National Assembly that will begin to make the right laws for our nation. We do need these laws, honestly. Nigeria is at a place where it needs all hands on deck, and we almost do the needful and do the things that we are supposed to do to get a great country. Countries that are doing amazingly well today, they were once the way we are, or even worse. So it took citizens saying enough is enough, citizens saying they're going to pay attention, citizens saying they're going to participate in governance for that to happen. And so we must continue to ensure that happens. So at this moment, I'm going to be going off. I need to go and get ready to go to the office. So let's keep it going. So let me see whether they are not done here. Because me or more, I want to leave. Please, if you've not done it, please go to Obidatti Family TV. In the description, I put it on in the description. Check it there also. I don't know why I can't write on the chat. That's the way it is. So it is. Thank you so much, Justice. But please do try to follow them. Please do try to subscribe, yeah? I don't know. I'm always thinking follow because on Twitter that's what they say, follow. Do try to subscribe to their channel. What's that thing? Notification bell. Press the notification bell and do that on Obidatti Family TV. And they do this every day. Usually I think it's 12 noon Nigerian time. That's when they do it. Please. We need to encourage them. They've been doing this right from the Obidatti movement right from the beginning of the campaign, and it takes a lot of sacrifice for these things to be done. So thank you so much, everyone, and bye-bye. Well done. God bless you. Bye.